Hello, future millionaires. Welcome back to the Get Ellievate podcast with me, your girl, Ellie Talks Money. And today we are going to be talking directly. In today's episode, I actually want to take you guys through the top 10 business questions that I get in person, in my DMs, via email. I thought that this would be a really great episode for you all, especially those of you who are a little newer to business, and even some of you who have been in business for a while. This is going to be almost like a little live coaching session. So excited. Make sure you guys turn your volume up. Grab a notebook as well, because you're going to be able to take some notes on this episode. And of course, let's get right into it. Listen, everything you need to change your life is already within you. You need to believe that. It has to work or it has to work. You got this. Scale your business, make more money, create your best life, and let's get elevated. Welcome to the podcast. Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back into the episode. So I am so grateful to you all for the amazing support you guys have been giving to the podcast show. You know, I took a leap of faith and started this podcast, and it's been dope. I love it. I love having these conversations with my guests every week. I love having the conversations with you all, my students. You all know that with the Get Ellivated show, there's a live coaching element too, where you guys come and join me here in LA or virtually to get a live coaching session of your business. And then that gets shared with my audience across my over 400,000 person platform. So I'm really excited to be able to provide that to y'all. And yeah, we making changes, we making waves, we are getting elevated. So I want to dive right into these questions now. Whether you're a new entrepreneur, like less than a year in business, or a little bit more of a seasoned entrepreneur with, 2 to 5 years in business, I always find that there are lots of areas where entrepreneurs still have questions in terms of how to get more clients, little detailed things like getting business funding or getting your virtual address. Sometimes higher level things like what system should I be using? How do I network? So I have a list of 10 questions here that my team and I get all the time. And so let's dive right in. Now, one of the first questions that we see a lot is, how do I network? How do I expand my network? How do I network? And I thought this question was really interesting, actually, that people ask this. And I think where it comes from is that since I started my business, and if you follow my page, y'all have probably seen a large transition in the types of people that I'm around, the events that I go to, the opportunities I've been exposed to. From the very beginning, starting my business, you guys saw me a lot in my mom's house, recording content with my kids, going live. And then that started to change, to traveling. And you guys see me at networking events and making new friends and expanding my circle and expanding my network. And so the biggest thing I want you guys to see with this is that your network equals your net worth. And it's a fact. I have seen that by growing my relationships, my income has also grown. It's allowed my influence to grow. It's allowed for my mindset to grow. So one of the first ways that you can really start to expand your network and network with people is to go to events where those types of people will frequent. So in a step even before that is to really make a list of what characteristics and success qualities and successful, and numbers are you looking for in the type of people you want to be around? How much money do you want to make? And so that should let you know the type of people you want to be around. They should be making that amount. What type of qualities do you admire and are you working on having for yourself? What type of lifestyle do you want to live? And is that the lifestyle that you want to be able to find people that are living that lifestyle? You really want to identify that. And then from there, look at as well, what industry is your goal to be working in? So therefore, you need to be looking for people in that industry. And then from that, now you're able to go and find groups, events, and et cetera around that industry. So some great places to do this are on Instagram. Follow people within those industries, and then you will see them announcing events, classes, workshops, masterminds, and et cetera. Put yourself in those rooms. Additionally, going on Eventbrite and searching for that industry, for example, real estate or trucking. There are a lot of meetups happening in your city that you might not be aware of on Eventbrite. Even myself, when I go on tour to do my financial and business literacy classes across the country, I publish them on Eventbrite. And I've had people show up who didn't necessarily follow me, but searched for things like business coaching or business tips on Eventbrite. And with my SEO, my event showed up in their city. So that's another great way to find opportunities to meet new people and network. Also, Facebook groups. There are a ton of Facebook groups and communities. If you are interested in getting an event space, you want to meet people that are multimillionaires in real estate, you want to meet people that are multi-billionaires in sales, then you want to be in those rooms, okay? That is going to be the best way to open up your mind, see what's possible, expand your network, and then later expand your net worth. I would also say that when you go to those places, come prepared. So have some business cards, right? Even if you're not 100% sure on your brand or your business yet, have some business cards that list who you are, your information, and what you're interested in. And when you're introducing yourself, let them know that you are, getting started in the event space world. You're getting started in real estate. You are leveling up your sales. You are scaling up your business. Always be introducing yourself as, forward thinking, positioning yourself as in the moment of making your goals happen versus saying, I want to get an event space or I want to get into real estate. No, I am actively working on getting my first real estate property. Big difference. And it makes other people say, oh, okay, great. Well, let me walk you through some steps. It just changes the whole dynamic of the conversation. And my last tip for this would be when you do coordinate with these people, and this could even be through a DM, right? So going in person to events is one thing, but also sending messages to those that you admire and those who fit the criteria of your list, and just saying, hey, I am actively working on getting started in this space. I love what you're doing. I think that you would be a great mentor. Can you point me in the direction of any classes or opportunities you have so I can learn more? Y'all, a closed mouth does not get fed, okay? I really want you to know that that's a great practical way to start building relationships and be in the room. That'll also allow you to build long-lasting relationships that can turn into business partnerships, all right? So another question that I get is, what should I do if I only have $100 or $1,000 or $2,000? So this question in particular is what to invest in or what should I start if I just have $2K? So I love this question because you guys know that I started my business with a $1,200 stimulus check. Okay, I was making it work. Listen, when I was at my mom's house back in 2020, which is not that long ago, and I used that money to start my business. A part of it went to forming my LLC. A part of it went to, setting up my Canva account, getting a ring light. I upgraded my iPhone at the time and I put the down payment on the 12. I think the 12 came out that year, the 11 or the 12. And a few other things such as that, designing my website, which I did myself, but I still had to pay for a couple things. And then I started creating content, which is free, right? So I would say if you have that amount of money, one of the first things that I would definitely do is, number one, before you spend anything, make a list of what areas of business you would go into, right? So you need to be making a list of what you already know how to do, what you're interested in. You need to be looking at what skills have you already acquired, what accomplishments have you already achieved, where have you had success, either in your personal life or in your business life or in your relationships, and then be looking at what from that list can you take and turn into a business. Because the way you have to see it is that you have been successfully able to go from point A to point B, and someone else needs you to help them get from point A to point B. And that there is the business. That transition from A to B or B to C or D to E, that there is the business, because that means you are providing tools, strategies, and solutions to solve someone's problem that they're currently facing, which is preventing them from moving from point A to B in their life. But your solutions are what are going to help them get to that journey. So that's the first thing you want to do before you spend any money. Once you've identified that list, once you've identified those skills, etc., now you want to go ahead and set some money aside to form your business entity. If you're going to start selling a physical product or a digital product, you got to be protected. And I really mean this seriously, because a lot of people think, well, let me just see if I'll make money first before I form my LLC. But you're losing time. The sooner you form your LLC, the sooner you're able to go ahead and start building business credit, and the sooner you're able to be protected. Because imagine if you decide to make, a batch of cookies over organic ingredients to help reduce people's blood pressure because you've seen how it worked for you, and someone gets the itchies from your cookies and they sue. You didn't have any LLC to protect you. So now they're coming after your bank account. All because they got the itchies because you didn't form the LLC. We don't want to risk that, love. We don't want to risk that. So that's a little bit of money, right? Maybe a couple $100 depending on the state that you live. The next thing that I would absolutely do is invest in yourself. So you want to take a little bit of that money to take a class on digital marketing, content creation, digital product development. I have classes on that. Other people have classes on that. And the reason why I say that is because you are your best investment. In that beginning phase, the more you can expand your knowledge and make yourself an invaluable resource to your own company is very key. A lot of the time we are always thinking about putting money outside into, clothes, materials, etc. But investing in your knowledge is an investment that never goes away. So you want to take a class, something that's going to help you push your business forward. The next thing that I would say that you should do is set some of that money into a business bank account that can be used towards things like advertising costs, inventory, subscriptions, things you're going to need to scale your business. And from there, you would want to have that extra money to be able to purchase some samples and to start going towards building your business credit. The best thing that you can do is leverage that to build your score up so that you can get a larger line of credit, like a 10K, 20K, 30K. And the way you're going to make sure that happens is by ensuring you're getting net 30 accounts in tiers 1, 2, and 3, which are going to help build your score up. So that's a really diverse way to use $2,000 and accomplish a lot of things at once, right? With that money you set aside in your account, you're going to be able to leverage that later to run ads, not necessarily Facebook ads, especially if you don't know how to do them, but to run ads throughout the platform. So where you pay larger pages to post you, $30, $50, $100, depending on the page size, just to start bringing some extra traffic to your page. That is a great way to put that money to use. That is a reinvestment into the brand. So I actually love that question. I think that is something a lot of people can really relate to, and something that you all can use, whether, again, you're newer in business or you've been doing this a couple years. It's always good to know how to pivot and how to level up your business, even when funds are a little bit tight. So another question that I get is how to get clients for my coaching business. So this question in particular is actually how to get clients for my femininity coaching business, which I think is really dope. But how to get coaching clients for your coaching business. Now, I have a coaching company, right? I started my consulting company in 2020. That is the Ellie Talks Money that you all see right now. And one of the main ways that you are going to start getting clients is to actually start offering coaching for free. Now, don't fight me because I know how y'all like to tussle, okay? I'm not telling y'all to do stuff for free just so you use up your time, but I'm really telling you that this is the best and fastest way to gain trust and authority with your audience. I did free coaching calls probably for about a month or two, which equated to maybe 10 or so free calls. And so here's the process. Offer the coaching for free. It can be a 20-minute, 30-minute call. It does not have to be hours on end. And let them know, thank you so much for booking this call. I really wanted to be able to provide you this value and see how my coaching strategies work for your business. In exchange for this free time, can you please provide me a testimonial and let me know what worked for you, what you learned, and what really started to make changes in your business, if anything? And so with that exchange, now people feel valued because they're getting something for free. And what you're asking from them in return is not hard, right? It's like, okay, great. You can even ensure that they send you that testimonial within 2 days after the coaching call is finished, right? And I never had someone just not give me a testimonial because of whatever reason. When you've given them that time, they're going to give you that testimonial. So then your process from there is using your testimonials on your page as social proof that your coaching works, right? But now you have a price tag. So when I finally put a price tag on my calls, after that first 4 weeks of the beta free calls period, my price point was like $47. Y'all, I remember when someone booked me for my $47 coaching package, I was so hyped. I remember it was September of 2020. I had taken me and my mom and the kids went up to Ventura just for a weekend. I think it was my daughter's birthday. I was like, oh my God, somebody just paid me. I think that day I had made $100 total in sales. And that, y'all, I was like, oh, we rich now, you know what I'm saying? And this was my 3rd month into business. So I want you guys to know it works. And I want you guys to also celebrate your wins. I was very excited, and now having made many millions, thank God, from that time, I look back like, wow, I remember how hype I was just to get $47. But you have to celebrate those first wins in order for the next wins to feel even sweeter, Don't compare your journey to anyone else's, all right? So back to what I was saying. Leverage those testimonials as the social proof that your coaching works. And now you tell people to book a call, but it's paid, right? So people are seeing, okay, because a lot of the times people don't necessarily know if they want to get coached by you if they feel like they're the first ones to ever get coached by you. But if you can show that you've been doing this and other people have achieved results, it increases your trust right away. So I would say to you who's asking about your femininity coaching, you want to go ahead and offer some of that for free. Give someone some femininity tips, have them send you a review or a testimonial, and then from there, share that so that you can start getting paid clients and continue to have more social proof. So in just a second, I'll be right back with a few more questions. And comment down below, what questions do you have? Because I like this style, you know what I'm saying? I might do some more solo episodes like this or YouTube videos like this. So if you have other questions you've been thinking about for your business, comment them down below and I'll see you guys in just a second. Hey, future millionaires, thank you so much for tuning into Get Ellievate, my live coaching and podcast show. I absolutely love sharing this value with you, and I want to make sure that you're tapped in to all the other resources I provide for you here on the channel, as well as in my academy, Ellievatedacademy.com. You guys know that I'm so passionate about helping you start and scale your businesses online, build business credit, get access to funding, and just overall creating multiple income streams. So I want to make sure that you are tapped into my Wealth Masterclass. You can get the link to that down below or by going to Ellievatedacademy.com and enroll ASAP. I'll see you guys in the Masterclass. Bye. All right, y'all, welcome back in. So let's continue right on. Now, another great question that I've been receiving a lot lately, especially considering this recession that is pending, this economic downturn, is, what is my advice on the recession and how to start building wealth right now and really what to do, right? And I love this question because, the last pandemic, I was in a financially rough situation, right? And took that opportunity. Although that wasn't necessarily a recession, it was scary. It was an economic downturn. A lot of people lost jobs. A lot of people lost housing. It was just a lot going on. Stocks went, it was like, whoa, it was crazy. So I was able to leverage that time and put myself in a much better financial situation now. So now I'm able to look at this and say, okay, here we are again, right? If I was in my position all over again, what would I do? And so one of the things you really want to look at doing right now is starting your business, tapping into this online world, because I'll tell you this, Although things like jobs may start to be lost, people may have less funds to spend on frivolous things, people are always going to still be shopping online. People are always going to be shopping online. People are always going to be looking for ways to get what's trending. People are always going to be looking to learn something new. People are always going to be looking for ways to change their situation. People are going to be looking for how to maximize their meals, how to maximize whatever they're currently dealing with. They're going to be looking for how to lose weight and stay in shape. I mean, some things are never going to go away. So you want to look at, how do I tap into what is recession proof? How do I make sure that I am adding value and that I become invaluable to a particular market of people? And so that comes down to market research, right? So looking at things like Google Trends. Also, there's another great website, Answer the Public. And there's another great website that is called, I believe it's Exploring Topics. I'm going to link it down below when I find the exact name. But these are all websites that essentially aggregate trending topics and show you the different questions people have asked about a particular industry and the frequency with which they have asked those questions. And so that lets you know, okay, based on my skills and interests and what I know I'm good at, here's an area of business that I can position myself into that is still going to need demand, that's still going to have customers. The next thing you should be doing is saving your money, cutting expenses that you don't need. Even myself, I have worked really hard to eat out less. And, I have the means to go out every day if I wanted to, but I'm not going to spend money unnecessarily. So I want you to cut out things you don't need. I want you to cut out buying food all the time. I want you to cut out maybe spending extra money on nails, hair, clothes, I want you to really consider what is necessary and what can you wait on. And all that money that you end up not spending, put it into investing, y'all. Woo, please put it into the stock market. And I know you're thinking, but the stocks, everything's going up and down. Trust me, wealth is for sale right now. You can start investing into index funds like VTI, VFO, VOO. There are a lot of great QQQM is another great one. These are really stable index funds that are going to continue growing because your money is not going to grow in the bank at all. That was the one thing I didn't do in the pandemic time was to invest. I worked on my business. I was super focused on my business, which was great. But had I been investing when those stocks were low, I'd be the next Jeff Bezos. You know what I'm saying? So I want you guys to realize that with the money you start reducing in terms of your expenses, put that money into investing. Now is a great time to get stocks. Now is a great time to get crypto. Now is a great time to start preparing for real estate. These are all ways that you can prepare, and as well as sharpening your skills. So if you have a job right now, that's great, but you got to realize jobs see you as replaceable real quick. My job loved me. I love my job. They still let me go when they had to close down the company because profit comes first. So you want to look at how do I get better at my skills so that even if this job doesn't work out, I'm able to take what I know how to do and offer it directly to the marketplace to other small business owners, right? On a global scale. Social media gives you the ability to go global. So that would really be what I say you should focus on right now with this recession. Now, another question that I get all the time, y'all, and this is pretty similar, but 1,000 times in my DMs, how do I get started? How do I start a business? How do I choose where to start? What do I do? I want to make more money. How do I start, right? And I remember asking this question a lot. Before I started my business, I was, just a person on Instagram with 245 followers, most of the people that I went to college with, trying to figure out what could I do to make more money? I was pregnant with my twins at the time. This is in the year before I started my business. What could I do to start making more money? So one of the first things that I would say you should look at is really identify, okay, number one, what do you want to make more money to accomplish? And having that why is really important. I think a lot of the time we think that making more money in itself is just enough of a reason, but the more specific you get with what you actually want to accomplish with the more money you make, the more focused you'll actually be on making the money. So make a list of your why. Is it paying for college? Is it saving to buy homes for your kids? Is it buying a home for yourself? Is it being able to pay rent? Is it being able to retire your parents? Is it all of those things? Make a list so that then you have an understanding of your number, right? Is it $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $1 million a month? And so what that's going to do is help you to see, wow, not only is that possible, but now I'm going to start looking at industries where that can happen. And then I do want you to go and look up how to make $1 million a month, how to make $80,000 a month. See the articles and podcasts and YouTube videos that come. This is the first way to expand your mindset, because one of the key things is that when you're not sure how to start, it's because we don't have enough people around us who make us see that that is even an achievable thing, right? So that's going to be the first way to expose your mind to, wow, it is possible. Y'all, my first goal was to make $10,000 a month. And I was like, if I make $10K, I'm good. I'll be able to do what I need to do. I'm good. It wasn't until I started meeting people and listening to conversations that I realized, wait a minute, people are making $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month. Now that made me think, well, wait a minute now. So if I do what I'm doing to make 10K, but repeat that 10 times, that's 100K. Now your mindset starts opening, right? That's one of the first things you want to do to start. The next thing is to go back to that list. What are your skills? What do you know how to do? What have you already had success in? What do people always come to you and ask you for advice on? That's a really good indicator of what you can naturally offer to the marketplace without going and getting an extra degree, an extra certification, and etc. Now it's just about packaging up the things on that list into an offer, into a product, into a service, and being able to go from there. So now you want to look at creating a physical product or a digital product. Now, if you choose to go physical, you can set up a drop shipping store, you can sell t-shirts, and that's going to be one of the first ways to get your physical product out there without spending a lot of money to get started. Digital, the same. You can make a digital product one time. It'll cost you less than $100 for sure, but continue to sell it over and over and over again. And that clarity piece of what you're going to offer is very key. One of the next questions I want you to ask yourself in your process of getting started is, if someone buys from me, what's in it for the customer? Much of the time when I speak to business owners, they are always looking at things as what they want to sell, what they think is valuable, what they think is cool. But you always have to be looking at, what is the customer actually going to gain from this? And this question will humble you. This question will humble you to make you think, is my offer even actually good? Is it giving someone anything? And you have to allow those moments to happen. You have to allow your business to humble you so that you can really double back and look at, am I providing enough value? So you have to always be having that checks and balance. What are people going to gain from this product? What are people going to gain from this service? What is something tangible that they will walk away from with this? And if you can't come up with any answer, then you got to go deeper. Then you have to go deeper. All right? So that would be one of the best ways to start. Now, here's what I want y'all to do. I've got more questions on my list, but I want to know from you all, should I do a part 2? So I did 5 today. I can do 5 in another video, but you got to comment part 2 below. Give me some feedback. Let me know if you guys like this style, because I can do this as another solo episode or with another guest. And yeah, we can go from there. So comment part 2 below. I'll bring up the other 5 questions. I'm excited to hear your guys' feedback on this episode. And I really hope that these questions helped you. You know, this is really important. It's perfect timing. And I can't wait to give you guys some more value. All right. So I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye. Bye. So if you want to be on the next episode of Get Ellivated, or if you want to be in touch with me and the team, then you can email podcast@getelevated.com or find me on Instagram and email me at hello@ellietalksmoney.com. Either way, we cannot wait to have you on the show and have you apply to be a guest for a part of the live business coaching. I'll see you guys soon.